So there will be three parts. The first is the sports nutrition market perspective and why yeast protein is important to the muscle health. And finally, I will share some of the applications of our yeast protein that we made. So the first part is about sports nutrition market. So based on the sources of the Innova and also the moderate intelligence, that for the 2026, the market size of the sports nutrition is around 36 billion US dollar, and till 2031 it could be reached 53 thousand billion US dollar, and the compound annual growth rate it's around 8%. So what are the consumption drivers? Currently, we found that 1/3 of the consumers globally that increase their sports nutrition consumption, with only 7% that decrease their consumption. There are several factors. The first is the health awareness. The health awareness of the people, and the second reason is due to the rising gym membership and also the growing participation in sports activities. So who are the consumers and what the products that currently be used in the sports nutrition? Sports drink has the highest penetration among sports nutrition categories. The young generations are the people, the group of people that consume this product. And except this sports, the boomers acceptance is higher. So when and where does this sports nutrition products happen? It's first is the post-workout is the most common consumption occasion. The directly at the gym has a higher penetration among young generations. Second part, I will discuss why yeast protein is important to muscle health. Here, several years ago, people will ask, what is yeast protein? Is it like alternative protein sources? And what's your strategy or angel? To be honest, we recognize ourselves as new protein sources. It's non-animal, it's non-plant, it's a new category and new group of the protein sources. It's originated from yeast, that is for making the bread, for making the beer, and after by removing the nucleic acid and nucleotide and also removing the cell wall. So the inner part is the yeast protein. So based on the molasses and hydrolyzed sugar, it was delivered and to be fermented after inoculated with the seeds. And then the magic happens here in the fermentation tank. So after the yeast were processed, the yeast protein was happening here. And the rest of the waste could be used for the as a fertilizer for the molasses again. So from the pictures bottom here, you can see the yellowish or white powder form of the yeast protein, and this is the first generation of our yeast protein, and you'll find there's the cloudy solutions, but I will share some of the information at the end of the presentation that we also developed some of the new types of the proteins with 100% soluble, and it's this special design for the beverage. People were asking why yeast protein is important. What the difference is with the vegetable proteins like the pea, soya, and what's the advantages compared to whey? People were most thinking or look at the amino acid score, but to be honest, if you evaluate the advantages or the quality of the proteins, there are several aspects and factors that need to be considered. For example, yeast protein is rich in all essential amino acids, and it's a complete protein. You can find the essential amino content for yeast protein and the whey protein concentrate. They are all over 50%, while for the soy protein isolate, it's around 40%. The second aspect that we need to consider is about the essential amino acid profile and branch amino acid origin or lysine content. For example, you can see the essential amino acid profile is balanced, and for the branch amino acid origin and the lysine, the yeast protein have a higher branch chain amino acids than the soy protein isolate. It's equal to whey protein concentrate. Regarding the arginine, it's higher than the whey protein. Regarding the lysine, the yeast protein have a higher content than the soy protein isolate. These three different aspects are all very important. It's due to it can enhance the muscle synthesis. The third aspect is about ability, which is, you could say that it's a protein digestibility of the yeast protein. For the true protein digestibility, digestibility at the end of the small intestinal and absorption rates of the free amino acid, and also the digestibility in vitro, that all these kind of the data we have already been scientifically researched and published. Regarding the fourth aspect, it's a chemical scores. For example, the PDCAS number and the DS number. Yeast protein and the whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate have the similar PDCAS number is equal to 1, higher than the soy protein, wheat protein, and also the pea protein. Regarding the DS number, it's like the amino acid score plus the true ideal amino acid digestibility. For our yeast protein, it's similar than like the whey protein concentrate and higher than the soy protein, wheat protein, and the pea protein. Another aspect that we need to consider is about the sustainability, the carbon emission, the land use, and the water use. For example, as the carbon footprint, which is a key factor that for most of the producers that are end users that in Europe need to consider currently, for the carbon emission or the carbon footprint of the yeast protein, which is around 8 kilograms per kilogram for the production of the yeast protein, which is around 5 to 10% of those for the animal protein, and is equal to the plant-based protein. And this another aspect that the producers need to consider is about the supply chain stability. It's not like the whey protein concentrate or whey protein isolate. It has around 120,000 tons. For us, currently we have 11,000 tons, and with a full production capacity, we have another 40,000 production capacities under construction. So these are the main figures that can show how we analyze and about our yeast protein. So safety, nutritional value, which is the most important factor we need to consider when we launch a new sources in our angel, and the digestive behavior, processing property, applications, and also the health functions are another 3 aspects we need to consider. For currently, till the March of 2026, we have published around 50 scientific research papers, and within them, more than 30 are SCI papers, and we also got like more than 50 patents. So the seniors improving muscle mass and exercise performance, senior improving the sarcopenia, and also the professional athletes improving the athletic performance and promote post-exercise recovery. These kind of scientific research are already complete, and some of them in the publications, and some already published. And I will share some of the RCT tests and the results with you later. So for the other projects, like improving the muscle synthesis, improving the athlete's performance recovery, that in Denmark, and also improving the sarcopenia, improving the skeletal muscle health in sports people, will carry out since 2025 in Canada, in Denmark, in China. So there's a list of the published studies that we launched of yeast protein. Though the clinical test that I could would like to share with you is the improved muscle mass and exercise performance. So 79 testers completed the study with an average of 59 years old. So it was classified into 3 groups: yeast protein, placebo, and a whey protein group. The protein content intake is around 40 grams per day, 20 grams in the morning and 20 grams at lunch. The experiment lasts for 8 weeks. So from figure 1, you can see that this is the change in the lean mass after 8 weeks. The blue group is placebo. The red group is yeast protein, and the green group is whey protein. We can find that the AngioPro and the whey protein increase the lean muscle mass and the muscle strength significantly higher than the placebo group. And the second table, that is a change relative to the baseline. So we found the conclusion that the performance of the yeast protein and the whey protein is similar, indicating that the yeast protein is equally effective in increasing muscle mass and strength in elderly people for whey protein, as whey protein, yeah. The second clinical study that we would like to share with you is about improved sarcopenia. So 92 seniors were selected to meet the inclusion criteria. It's also 3 groups: placebo, yeast protein, and whey protein. The protein content intake here is around 20 grams per day, and the experiment lasts for 24 weeks. From the first figures and the second figure, it's like first speed of 6 meters walking, and also the skeletal muscle index. And the main conclusions that we found here is that there were significant differences of 6 meters walking speed and skeletal muscle index before and after the intervention in the 2 testing group. And the second conclusion, we find that the protein supplements increase the skeletal muscle of the elderly subjects and beneficial their physical functions. The third RCT test that we would like to share with you is a professional sports population. It will be included 2 parts. So first is a short-term intervention. 4 athletes of the national first classes level from the Beijing Sports University was included. It's also 3 groups: yeast protein and whey protein combined, or like a blending group, whey protein group, and also the control group. 0.9 grams per kilograms of per day. That it depends on the weight of the athletes, and 0.3 grams per kilograms each in the morning, at noon, and in the evening. The main conclusion we find here that is a short-term supplementation of the yeast protein and whey protein complex. It's a complex protein, or the single whey protein can both reduce the level of the muscle injuries makers and inflammation in the serum of the athletes, and alleviate the degree of pain, and also have a good protective effect on the skeletal muscle function. The second part of this experiment is about the long-term intervention. So the experiment included like 24 first-class basketball players, and also 3 groups as mentioned. But here it's around 30 grams per day. It's not depends on the weight of the athletes, but depends on the day consumption. So the strength training day, it's around within 30 minutes after the training, and no training days, it's 1 to 2 hours before the sleep. And the 2 figures here, you can find the blue dots. It's yeast protein and whey protein mixing, and the orange color here, the dots here, is about the whey protein. So the first figure is the change of the body fats percentage before and after 6 weeks intervention, and the second figure is about the influence of 6 meters intervention on the maximum squat weight. The preliminary conclusion for the long term that we found here is the long-term supplementation of the yeast and whey complex protein combined with the resistant training will have a good promoting effect on the body consumption and the sports performance of a higher basketball player. The third part, I would like to share with you some of the applications that we demonstrated. The first is a clear protein drinks. As I mentioned, this is a new type of the protein that we developed, which is different from the traditional Easter protein that we developed, which is 100% soluble. For the first generation, the protein, the Easter protein solubility is around 20%, but now it's around 100%. It's have a clear state, which is based on our experience of the market. We find that it's increasing consumption and also the inquiry about if the Easter protein could be applied for the protein beverage. You could find that the type it's hydrolyzed Easter protein. This is the name that we use it for it, and the protein content for the final product is over 60%. So for the general category of the beverages, if the product have a high protein content higher than 3 grams, you can mention that in the label that your product have protein. While if there's a higher than 6%, you can say that your product is a high protein product. And for the scenarios, it could be used a daily protein supplementation or individuals with a high exercise loads and those in urgent need of the rapid protein replacement. The second application that we would like to share with you about ready-to-drink beverage. Here is like a chocolate flavored high protein drinks. This is also a new type. Previously, we have 2 types of the Easter protein with 80% of the protein content, but this product it's Angel Pro High 9001, which is have protein content over 88%. For the final product, you can find the protein content it's around 12%, which is even double than the clear high protein clear beverage. The third application that I would like to share with you is about the protein bars. This is like the yogurt strawberry flavored protein bar. The protein content we use is Angel Pro F90, which will recommend the addition of the protein content. It's around 10 to 36%. And in the final product, you will find that protein content is around 34%. For this protein bar, it's not only the Easter protein, but also combining with the whey proteins. This is the idea that I mentioned at the beginning. We are a company that providing the Easter protein, which we recognize it as a new classical of the protein sources. It's non-animal, it's non-plant, but it's a new type of the protein sources. While we think that blending or with the other protein sources is the strategy that could be used for the end users. But we also think that the blending is not a compromising, but it's an innovation where it happens. So here are some takeaway notes. So Easter protein is a microbiome sources. It's non-animal, non-GMO, and suited for the vegan. It's safely and reliable. It's from the bakery yeast, so it's totally safe. And for the current supplies, that you don't need to worry about the supply safety. And it's affordable and stable, and economy and sustainable. With the protein content over 55 to 90%. And it's a premium quality with a complete protein and the PDCAS number equal to 1. And well documented bioactivities and well applicable for various applications. Currently, we mainly introduce the Easter protein, or we suggest our clients to use it in the sports nutrition, while it could also be used in the high protein foods. It depends on the applications. So thank you for your attention. And finally, I would like to share some of the information with about our company. So Android was a company that producing yeast and yeast derivatives since 2086. So this year is our 60th anniversary. And for the last 6 years, we grows very fastly and currently have 12,000 employees, and our products are available in 170 countries. We have 16 production bases all around the world, and we have 800 R&D professionals. And for last year's, the sales turnover is around 3.5 5 billion US dollar. And for 2004, it's around 2.8 billion US dollar. So the growth rate is around 21%. Actually, we could say that for the past 5 years, our growth rate or annually growth rate is around over 20%, which is not easy, but we manage it. And we have 12 applied science service center all around the world, but we will have our own first Europe innovation centers in 2026. This is the four main business that we currently doing. Baking, which is the main business is about selling the yeast. The food for the first taste is about the yeast extract for food savory. And for the nutrition and health, for like human health, animal nutrition and plant care. And we also have a business section regarding the biotechnology. So we are also doing the transformation stage from the traditional yeast and yeast derivative producers to biotechnology company. Thank you for your attention, and feel free to ask any questions or comments.